Дорогие друзья, рад вас всех приветствовать на этом значимом мероприятии, которое сегодня по праву считается одной из эффективных площадок для обмена опытом и достижениями научных и деловых кругов.
Казань Digital Week, с моей точки зрения, одна, если не лучшая, выставка подобного рода.
Для нас этот форум – это такая хорошая домашняя площадка, которая сейчас вышла на федеральный уровень. И это площадка, где мы можем представлять, наверное, свои новейшие решения, достижения, технологии.
Мы впервые, по сути, в России проводим такого рода мероприятия. Оно заключается в соревновании автопилотов. Мы выясняли, что, по сути, это прибор на колесах с полноценным компьютером, который выполняет сложнейший код искусственных нейронных сетей.
Для нас это возможность установить более тесные связи с клиентами, с партнерами, представить собственные решения и, собственно, точнее понять запрос от бизнеса для того, чтобы создавать качественные, востребованные решения.
На сегодняшнем мероприятии на Казань Digital мы подписали соглашение между несколькими партнерами о развитии сотрудничества в части бесконтактной оплаты проезда.
На самом деле сегодня цифровизация – это одно из самых перспективных, самых динамично развивающихся направлений экономики.
Что такое ВК? ВК — это место, где мы встречаем новых друзей, а родные и близкие встречают с улыбкой наш звонок. Здесь можно встретить рассвет за просмотром видео, а твой челлендж в клипах встретит миллионы просмотров. Своего любимого музыканта ты тоже встретишь здесь. А если повезет, и любимого человека. Будем вместе. Место встречи — ВК.
Тысячи вакансий для вас в приложении ХХРУ. Найдите подходящую работу в несколько кликов, в любом месте и в любое время. ЦОД «Иннополис» — крупнейший дата-центр Приволжского федерального округа в геораспределенной сети госкорпорации «Росатом». ЦОД мощностью 16 мегаватт разместит 2000 серверных стоек. Учтены требования к уровню безопасности и надежности стандарта Tier 3 для высокого уровня доступности услуг.
Дорогие друзья, рад вас всех приветствовать на этом значимом мероприятии, которое сегодня по праву считается одной из эффективных площадок для обмена опытом и достижениями научных и деловых кругов.
Казань Digital Week, с моей точки зрения, одна, если не лучшая, выставка подобного рода.
Для нас этот форум – это такая хорошая домашняя площадка, которая сейчас вышла на федеральный уровень. И это площадка, где мы можем представлять, наверное, свои новейшие решения, достижения, технологии.
Мы впервые, по сути, в России проводим такого рода мероприятия. Оно заключается в соревновании автопилотов. Мы выясняли, что по сути это прибор на колесах с полноценным компьютером, который выполняет сложнейший код искусственных нейронных сетей.
Для нас это возможность установить более тесные связи с клиентами, с партнерами, представить собственные решения и, собственно, точнее понять запрос от бизнеса для того, чтобы создавать качественные, востребованные решения.
На сегодняшнем мероприятии на Казань Digital мы подписали соглашение между несколькими партнерами о развитии сотрудничества в части бесконтактной оплаты проезда.
На самом деле сегодня цифровизация – это одно из самых перспективных, самых динамично развивающихся направлений экономики.
Что такое ВК? ВК — это место, где мы встречаем новых друзей, а родные и близкие встречают с улыбкой наш звонок. Здесь можно встретить рассвет за просмотром видео, а твой челлендж в клипах встретит миллионы просмотров. Своего любимого музыканта ты тоже встретишь здесь. А если повезет, и любимого человека. Будем вместе. Место встречи — ВК.
Тысячи вакансий для вас в приложении ХХРУ. Найдите подходящую работу в несколько кликов, в любом месте и в любое время.
ЦОД «Иннополис» — крупнейший дата-центр Приволжского федерального округа в геораспределенной сети госкорпорации «Росатом». ЦОД мощностью 16 мегаватт разместит 2000 серверных стоек. Учтены требования к уровню безопасности и надежности стандарта Tier 3 для высокого уровня доступности услуг.
Дорогие друзья, рад вас всех приветствовать на этом значимом мероприятии, которое сегодня по праву считается одной из эффективных площадок для обмена опытом и достижениями научных и деловых кругов.
Казань Digital Week, с моей точки зрения, одна, если не лучшая, выставка подобного рода.
Для нас этот форум – это такая хорошая домашняя площадка, которая сейчас вышла на федеральный уровень. И это площадка, где мы можем представлять, наверное, свои новейшие решения, достижения, технологии.
Мы впервые, по сути, в России проводим такого рода мероприятия. Оно заключается в соревновании автопилотов. Мы выясняли, что, по сути, это прибор на колесах с полноценным компьютером, который выполняет сложнейший код искусственных нейронных сетей.
Для нас это возможность установить более тесные связи с клиентами, с партнерами, представить собственные решения и, собственно, точнее понять запрос от бизнеса для того, чтобы создавать качественные, востребованные решения.
На сегодняшнем мероприятии на Казань Digital мы подписали соглашение между несколькими партнерами о развитии сотрудничества в части бесконтактной оплаты проезда.
На самом деле сегодня цифровизация – это одно из самых перспективных, самых динамично развивающихся направлений экономики.
Что такое ВК? ВК — это место, где мы встречаем новых друзей, а родные и близкие встречают с улыбкой наш звонок. Здесь можно встретить рассвет за просмотром видео, а твой челлендж в клипах встретит миллионы просмотров. Своего любимого музыканта ты тоже встретишь здесь. А если повезет, и любимого человека. Будем вместе. Место встречи — ВК.
Тысячи вакансий для вас в приложении ХХРУ. Найдите подходящую работу в несколько кликов, в любом месте и в любое время.
ЦОД «Иннополис» — крупнейший дата-центр Приволжского федерального округа в геораспределенной сети госкорпорации «Росатом». ЦОД мощностью 16 мегаватт разместит 2000 серверных стоек. Учтены требования к уровню безопасности и надежности стандарта Tier 3 для высокого уровня доступности услуг.
Дорогие друзья, рад вас всех приветствовать на этом значимом мероприятии, которое сегодня по праву считается одной из эффективных площадок для обмена опытом и достижениями научных и деловых кругов.
Казань Digital Week, с моей точки зрения, одна, если не лучшая, выставка подобного рода.
Для нас этот форум – это такая хорошая домашняя площадка, которая сейчас вышла на федеральный уровень. И это площадка, где мы можем представлять, наверное, свои новейшие решения, достижения, технологии.
Мы впервые, по сути, в России проводим такого рода мероприятия. Оно заключается в соревновании автопилотов. Мы выясняли, что, по сути, это прибор на колесах с полноценным компьютером, который выполняет сложнейший код искусственных нейронных сетей.
Для нас это возможность установить более тесные связи с клиентами, с партнерами, представить собственные решения и, собственно, точнее понять запрос от бизнеса для того, чтобы создавать качественные, востребованные решения.
На сегодняшнем мероприятии на Казань Digital мы подписали соглашение между несколькими партнерами о развитии сотрудничества в части бесконтактной оплаты проезда.
На самом деле сегодня цифровизация – это одно из самых перспективных, самых динамично развивающихся направлений экономики.
In quite a big room, and we're very happy to see so many foreign partners.
To see you, to welcome you here at the international session for digital solutions and the digital solutions for the development of technologies. Коллеги, в настоящее время эффективное развитие.
Dear colleagues, nowadays, in order to effectively develop technologies and economy, it requires quite significant technical skills and professional skills in order to convert it into the different areas in industry. And so in Digital Week now we are conducting quite a big event, Digital Skills Championship. And the specific traits about this champion is that we are trying to find highly efficient new technological solutions which can be used later on in training programs and be used in production companies. And today we are going to talk about development of these technological solutions, and the leading companies will present their products, and our international colleagues and partners will share their experience about digital solutions, digital platforms, and they will tell us about digital transformation. So let me introduce our partners who are here offline. Dr. Liu Zhenin, the chairman of the working group of the BRICS. Eric Sintaya, head of the National Agency Building Standard, our colleagues from Kyrgyzstan. The international expert Li Pan, representatives of the Technical College, from our colleague from Chinese People's Republic. Fan Zi, international expert from Professional School for Informational Technology, Guangzhou. And Damira Ramazanova, Deputy Director for Production, international expert, head of the International Training Center for Competences, Kazan. And online, we will have speakers from companies, our partner companies, Infotex, Anna Chifranova, Director General of its training center. Unfortunately, we cannot see you now, but I'm sure that you are with us. Matvey Voitov, Marketing Director, Web3 Tech. Maxim Shibanov, Head of the Marketing Department, Arenga Software, and also Yulia Chal, Director for the Digital Initiatives from European Bank of Development. Dear colleagues, Eurasian Bank of Development. And so, would you please show this slide with the names, maybe, of these partners? And now I would like to give floor for introductory address to Director for Digital Initiatives, Yulia. Floor is yours. Dear colleagues, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Yes, we can hear you pretty well. Dear participants, during this session I would like to present you the information about our fund for digital initiatives, Eurasia Bank of Development. It's so just to give you an idea what kind of tools you can use in Eurasia in order to develop and scale their projects. So how you can do it, and we will with great pleasure will meet and communicate with you if you have interesting projects. Our Eurasia Bank for Development has been around for 17 years. We have implemented more than 24 projects, international projects, integrational projects, and others. And all these projects were infrastructural for the countries which participate. 5 countries of Eurasia: Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, plus 6 participants. It's Tajikistan. And we made a decision that in our bank we will organize fund for digital initiatives which would support projects of the member countries for the digital transformation projects and for scaling interesting projects. I was asked to tell about the priorities, but we don't have this particular priority. We are ready to work anywhere with anybody who is interesting, and yeah, of course, Russia is quite strong with the specialists in this area, because in our Eurasia Union we have labor force mobility. People can move, and we have mutual recognition of certificates of education and scientific degrees. So that is why it is very interesting for us. I will dwell about it a little later. So how we choose projects in terms of interesting of these projects, we can support it by grants with financial initiatives. So private companies can come to our fund with the application on our site and apply with their projects. Is it possible that I can hear echo? Echo. It's kind of a confusing is a technical comment because I hear myself through this echo, and we are asking. We go to the governments of the countries, and we initiate our own projects and propose ideas for the developers in order to implement these projects. We conduct annual competitions for the digital initiatives in different contexts, and in the next 2 or 3 weeks we will announce our contacts for the 2024-25, and of course we organize a lot of business meetings and exhibitions. What kind of projects are in priority? There are 3 main criteria. Well, it must be a digital project. Second criteria, it must be integrational. So how we understand integration? With every initiative, we discuss it in every possible detail, and we help to fine-tune the project as we understand integration. But it's basically any kind of cooperation among the private companies and different kind of companies which harmonize, unify, build up new contacts, promote technology transfer. Whatever can be mutually beneficial for the labor markets, for example, goods exchange, products exchange. We have certain requirements for the projects as well. We have a list of these requirements. What must be in the project must be important. The project must be important, and we of course look at the non-commercial.
The procedure of considering an application might take up to half a year based on the all requirements of the Eurasian Development Bank. Now, talking about projects that we have implemented or are implementing now, may you please thumb through. Further, I would let you know when to stop. Yeah, keep on going, keep on going. Next. Next. As the very first flagship project that was implemented in the digital initiatives aspect was COVID-free travel. That was when borders were being closed. So we were thinking, how are we going to assure transportation of citizens, and how will that satisfy all citizens and all parties? So we looked at the set of trusted labs in the countries, and people were getting the PCR test results. QR codes were being pumped into their applications, and they were demonstrating them. Obviously, behind we had to agree about the set of trusted labs, about data transfer. We found a way to avoid transferring personal data because that's sensitive for both the countries and bodies of authority. Well, thanks God, nowadays that project is not needed any longer. We are using the same technologies developed and approaches for other purposes, working with citizens of the Eurasian Union coming to Russia. Second thing is the work is the labor force in the Eurasian Economic Union. Here we are having both state and private commercial services for labor migrants, so that even before they are coming into the country, they will be able to understand what is going to be there when they come, what they need to do beforehand, so as immediately hit the ground running with getting all the services necessary. Very much this project is related to labor potential and human resource development in Russia and everywhere. And the third project is WorldSkills Russia project, international platform for skills development. We have supported that. I won't even dwell in detail. I am quite confident that the session organizers, the WorldSkills themselves, will present on what they have done. But we were quite pleased to have been part of supporting the development of this project. And I guess others in the enumeration process, you are seeing a list, different sales, e-signatures, obviously important for any kind of integration project, as well as light industry, textile-related platform, which brings together both suppliers, producers, all the players, VR forum, as well as a project in Kazakhstan on these aspects, and a few others which are in the implementation or in consideration stages, and we are not just bringing them into the public space. In that sense, we are quite active working with all countries, participants of the Eurasian Economic Union, and should you have any ideas, we would always be happy to have you. Thank you very much, Alexei. My presentation is thus over. Thank you very much, Yulia, for a quite deep and detailed presentation on the work of the Eurasian Development Bank. It is indeed a key integrator from the point of view of implementation, promoting digital initiatives and platforms in the Eurasian space, and a number of important digital integration projects are being run using the support of Eurasian Development Bank, and supporting a number of initiatives. Some I have mentioned, some we will talk more later. Thank you very much once again, Yulia. To continue discussing the digital initiatives in the context of development, professions, skills, and technologies, I would like to invite our colleagues from People's Republic of China, Dr. Liu Zhening, to speak about the specific detailed solutions and platforms that are being implemented overall throughout BRICS, and in particular in PRC.
Dr. Liu Zhening, and kindly ask Dr. Liu Zhening to present the digital solutions in the context of the development of technologies and skills in the whole BRICS context and in China as well. Dr. Liu, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody. So my presentation is about the international digital solution and for the development of professions and skills. Firstly, I will introduce our do this work some platform. Firstly, is the BRIC Alliance for Skill Development. So this alliance we set up from 2017. This is also a deliverable, and by 2017, and the BRICS Business Council. And the China section, at this moment, already we have the 1,500 unit members. And a part of them come from vocational education college or university. Another part from the company. The advanced company, they are focused on the digital scale research and product. Okay, under this alliance, now we have the 14 committee. So this 40 committee in this table, and do you have another 4? Okay, and okay, thank you. Thank you. So these 14 committees, including additive manufacture, transportation, and digital intelligence, finance, robotics, engineering, construction, and manufacture and logistics, industry, internet, VR, AR, ICT, machine learning, big data, social and human central service, create art, design and fashion, agriculture, and by technology. Under this, the alliance now, we set up the training base and formulate a standard. So now we have set up in China 84 training base. This connect this cooperation between the enterprise, digital enterprise, and the vocational education college. So this is the list about this training base. Another platform, we set up a BRICS Academy of skill development and technology innovation in Xiamen, located in the South China. The Xiamen is the first from China side, the President Xi Jinping nominated the new industry technology revolution training center, the BRICS country. Okay, the academy and the main task is this is structure. The focus on the international technical skill talent training and the talent platform construction, technical skill research and the standard formulation, and the international cooperation, research and the technology exchange, and the research achievement, transformation, incubation, and exhibition. This work. Another important role is they will supply the service for BRICS country. And so under this platform, the alliance have now over 300 the digital product, some is platform. So now we list around 20 like this. And later I will give some introduce. And for our work based on the BRICS mechanism, the first about our work is for the digital and for the training base and So our purpose, our main task is the cooperation between the digital company and the vocational education college, this cooperation. So now we this year, by the end of this year, we will make this cooperation over 100 the training base. This training base, this cooperation, and the important is that the formulate the standard. So because the digital technology at this moment and the new product, the standardization is very important. And we do all the work needed to standard. So this standard sum is the recognition between our BRICS country. Another, we can create some new standard. By the before 1 year, and last year by the we already discussed standardization many years among our BRICS country. Last year, we discussed set up the BRICS Steel Standardization Working Committee. This work, after 1 year's preparation, by the last year, December, we set up. We launched this BRICS Scale Standardization Committee. We started this work from the challenge or competition standard. And we also focus on the 7 directions, like machine learning, big data, industry design, industry Internet of Things, robot system integration, blockchain-based solution, building information modeling, BIM, additive manufacture, these 7 directions, developing this, formulating standard and curricular development work. Okay, so we also connect other some the Russian side interesting, like the space system engineering, in the UAV operation, area robotics, and like this. So this work, we including the group competition standard and the scale cost standard and the group scale standard. So this is a list of these 28. Last year we formulated 28 the competition standard. After we formulate the standard, so we can, we know that after the training, we should certificate. The certificate basis is the standard. So we based on standard, we can certificate BRICS scale passport. So on the other hand, we set up auditorium for skill development, technology innovation. This is a virtual classroom online to discuss some new digital technology and the skills. So we already organize. Normally, every month we will have, based on the BRICS country, the auditorium. So this is different topic. Now I will, because not enough time, I will simply introduce some we cooperation the platform about some digital solution like this, the engineering, rehearsal system. And so because not enough time to introduce, I just introduce this list. If some of you interesting, you can connect us about like the digital twin intelligent equipment bench. And intelligent hardware design and development competition platform. So this shows that this including Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, smart transportation, image processing. Okay, well, please, next. Not working, not moving. Next page. Next slide. Oh, sorry, not finished.
Major initiative of establishing the BRICS Partnership on New Industrial Revolution and continue to implement the deliverables of the BRICS Business Council Skills Development Working Group on the establishment of BRICS Academy of Skills Development and Technology Innovation in December 2021. BRICS Academy.
What happened?
Коллеги, верните, пожалуйста, презентацию обратно.
Okay, just come back the slide. Okay. So next is the digital intelligent event management platform. The integrated governance of digital communities and smart community. And the digital integrated live broadcaster vehicle of Xinglian. And digital integrated, and the virtual welding simulation training system. And the digital carbon neutral carbon trading engineering technology. This is about some information. About the mixed reality glasses. This is about the international online education platform. This comes from the vocational education college and architecture VR training platform. And this is about the industry robotics training base. And the ceramic 3D printer. And the intelligent high precision measurement. And the digital economy enabler. And intelligent robotics and its application. The 3D inspection software. Okay, so this is some of the digital platform and the product. So last we spent 2 minutes show a video about the BRICS Academy. Thank you. Please, okay. The video again. Okay.
In order to pragmatically promote President Xi Jinping's major initiative of establishing the BRICS Partnership on New Industrial Revolution and continue to implement the deliverables of the BRICS Business Council Skills Development Working Group on the establishment of BRICS Academy of Skills Development and Technology Innovation, in December 2021, BRICS Academy of Skills Development and Technology Innovation Xiamen was jointly established by 5 units. As a nonprofit organization, the Academy implements the President Responsibility System under the leadership of the Board of Directors. The Academy has set up collaborative units, Expert Advisory Committee, Supervisory Board. Its scope is to carry out the R&D of technical skills and standards formulation, international technical skills training and talent platform construction, international cooperative research, technology exchange, research achievements transformation, incubation and exhibition display, technical skills consulting services with the focus on the following 6 areas: training by competition and holding the BRICS Skills Competition, to carry out Belt and Road and the BRICS Skills Development and Technology Innovation Competition and BRICS Skills Competition. Prior to the competition, the remote training camp for future skills will be conducted to form a platform and mechanism for remote competition and training. Development of future skills curriculum and international group skills standards formulation. To establish Technical Committee for Standardization of BRICS Technology and Skills under BRICS Business Council Skills Development Working Group. Promote curriculum development and standards formulation and form the BRICS Skills Certification System. To date, China has reached consensus on cooperation with Brazil, South Africa, and Russia on the formulation of 7 skills standards. International technical skills training and talent platform construction. To regularly organize BRICS Remote Auditorium of Skills Development and Technology Innovation for theoretical and technical discussions as well as skills training. Construction of BRICS Future Skill International Training Base. Establishing BRICS Future Skills training bases for shared use by BRICS countries, providing software and hardware equipment support. Relying on training bases, organizing training camps and joint training in a combined online and offline mode. Using training bases as distributed competition venues and organizing remote competitions. Establishment of BRICS Resource Service Center, helping enterprises and institutions from BRICS and other emerging markets and developing countries to go global and bring in. Transformation, incubation of research achievements. The Academy has set up an Innovation Achievement Incubation Center to provide software and hardware environment support and services for BRICS entrepreneurs, winners of the BRICS competition, and young makers. It has also set up a Future Technology Exhibition and Experience Center to promote advanced domestic technology products to BRICS countries. As an important international cooperation project introduced by BRICS Partner Innovation Center, the Academy has played an active role in deepening BRICS exchanges and cooperation and will continue to contribute to the personnel training, technological progress, industrial upgrading, and economic development of BRICS and other emerging markets and developing countries.
Okay, thank you, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. So now we hope that we can cooperation for the standard formulating and together to set up the united or jointly set up the training base. We also call the BRICS the skill workshop. And so if you're interested, you can give us an email and connect. And also can connect with Mr. Alexei, and we together to create some new training base and formulate the new standard or recognize some skill new standard. Okay, Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Liu, for a great overview of the BRICS cooperation opportunities and BRICS Skills Development Working Group progress. Уважаемые коллеги,
dear colleagues, and well, thank you very much, Dr. Liu, for this profound presentation and this for presentation of the technological initiatives of BRICS, which are jointly developed by our countries. It's important to say that the approach to standardization of skills is important because standardization allows to pack those necessary requirements to the skills and results of the work of specialists, which later on through training, through educational programs, will help implement technologies. So we develop new spheres and develop technologies, promote these technologies. For the next presentation, I would like to invite Erika Skarbek, is in Taif, in order to discuss and share the experience of digital initiatives in Kyrgyzstan. So please, the floor is yours. Dear colleagues, as Alexei said, I represent Kyrgyzstan. And nowadays in the world, we used to say globalization. Now we are talking about digitalization in the world, in the modern world where we have a lot of digital opportunities in our country is moving in this direction, and as everywhere in the world, in our country, we have our own Minister of Digitalization, which follows the government policy in digitalization and digitalization of the government services. For example, yesterday I learned that we finally got a possibility to get an electronic signature online. I didn't have time to go in my country to do it. Now I can do it. So in a government level, we have developed a long-term program of digitalization up to 2040. We identified our priorities, our focus, so we're going along these lines. And in recent years, with the help of Russian financing and UNESCO program, we have implemented the digital possibilities and digital skills project in our country. It was a very successful project, and we achieved all goals which we have set. And today, far from digitalization, my main work is connected with education, mostly with education, with the educational standards. And my agency conducts and organizes accreditation of colleges, of community colleges, universities in our country. Accreditation is organized by independent agencies, as in Russia, for example. And we have special monitoring regularly conducted in our country. In our country, this process is organized by independent agencies. In June, my agency authority expired, and we had to get next permission for the next 5 years to keep going and keep working in this area. So, and in this area, we quite successfully work with the National Center for Professional Accreditation of Russian Federation, which is in Yeshkar-Ola, not far from Kazan. And I know how universities work and university curriculum is organized. We work according to the international standards, according to the standards and criteria developed in European academic community. And these standards were accepted in 2015 in Yerevan. And so we learn more about how university life is organized, how universities train professionals in certain areas. And for the 5 years, we certified about 1,200 programs. And this, nowadays, before coming here on digital skills, one of the managers of the agencies asked me, So what is the relations between your agency and the WorldSkills? And I told him this, oh, let's take it as my own initiative, because if we don't do it in Kyrgyzstan, so nobody will. And nowadays, digital skills as a center of gravity, which attracts a lot of people interested in this area. And we provide this opportunity to our partners, to our friendly countries, to work together. And thanks to the International Platform for Skill Developments, and it was a first presentation today about it, which are organized by Eurasia Bank for Development. So thanks to this platform, we had an opportunity to develop professional skills, professional experience, and we jointly discuss glossaries, special terms, which help us to understand better technical language, common language, especially in the modern world with the digital technologies, with the cloud space, cloud storages. People can work online, can cooperate, and so there is some kind of an integration between experts and specialists from different countries, which allow to create a unified project and work together. And what is important, the international platforms allow not only work in this area, but it also facilitates the cultural exchange as well, how to understand each other in our difficult world. And it's very, very important how to understand each other, how to speak on one language. As for our country is not big, and a lot of people know each other. We have officially 7 million and 60% of population. Statistically, these are young people under 30, younger than 30. So more than half of the country are very young people. And if 60 years ago, in 1961, a lot of young people wanted to go into space after first cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin. Now, a lot of young people want to become coders, programmers, and IT specialists. And we have a lot of IT programs in our educational facilities and universities. We teach computer skills in schools. And after Kazan 2022 forum last year, and after signing memorandum and joining us to digital skills movement, we conducted a lot of, we have done a lot and organized a lot events. One of them was hackathon, on which we invited and gathered students from many educational facilities. And so now in digital skills, we were very active. And this is the first time, and along the 5 or 6 nominations and competences. And we sent our team, we sent our students from 2 different universities from my country. So in this way, we participate in these platforms very actively. The next important moment is we organize and develop the distributed sites for developing digital competencies. We work a lot on this direction in different sites. In our 4 universities, we organize these sites. They work online, and they participate in digital skills as well. And of course, we do have problems, and we know each other. We work actively with the Russian Federation, and we try to involve as many interested parties as possible. But we know our goals, we know our objectives, we work together. And Andrei, thank you very much. Special thanks for you, for your agency, for skills development and for giving an opportunity and to use it well. Thank you very much for these possibilities which you gave us, and thanks to this we work very closely on an everyday basis, and I hope that we will continue further on to cooperate. And our colleagues from Chinese People's Republic was extremely interesting BRICS presentation, and as I understand BRICS, it's a site, a place which is open for other countries as well, and we do hope that we will join the BRICS platform, and we hope for further cooperation, for further joint work. And thank you very much for your offer, and thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Eric, thank you very much for your presentation. Yes, we work a lot with Kyrgyzstan, and we implement a lot of digital initiatives together with and with support of other international organizations, with Eurasia Bank for Development, and from 2021, we have been implementing project for digital skills development in Kyrgyzstan, and we're happy that nowadays our colleagues using the technological using this possibility, they take part in our joint events in their centers. And dear colleagues, our international part is getting to the end, and now we are moving on to more practical things, and we have 1 more hour for our session, so we start discussing technologies. So now we started talking about advanced technologies in different directions, and to discuss the technological projects and solutions, I would like to give floor to Maxim Shabanov, Head of Marketing Director of the Arenga Software, to present the technological trends, to present technological products in the informational modeling. So Maxim is online, and I would like to upload his presentation and to connect him. Maxim, are you here? Yes, I can hear you pretty well, and I hope you hear me too. You can hear me too, so the floor is yours. Well, thank you very much, and so I'm just waiting for my presentation. As soon as we start presentation, and before that, so the presentation will be quite big, and I don't have enough time, so I will try to cover the basic points. So I present company Vendor, which develops software, Russian software for informational modeling, and our company was organized in 2016. It is based in St. Petersburg with a huge experience before that in software development, because this is the sister company of Ascon company and Adin-S company. So this company is a software company, is quite well known in Russia, including international level. And our goal is to create and develop the integrated system for automated projecting, information modeling. So would you please just start? So next slide, please. So which allow us to help in the major trends in projecting. So this is an integrated solution which helps to cover the main life cycles, and so in the middle of it is designing or ecosystem of software products which help to solve a lot of engineering tasks. Then BIM 4D. So this is the management of construction, BIM 5D, so this is cost engineering, and 6D, they work on this. So we have a lot of software in Russia and internationally, and all this software helps to get to connect all these projects together. Ring, this is the it's integrated system. This is the source of database for all other cycles of the construction. So you can design architectural elements, the engineering elements, structural elements, the water supply, heating system, ventilation system, electricity, high voltage, low voltage, and we can be used in a residential projects, in different kind of public buildings, in industrial construction as well. So all these things can be done with our software. So the next slide, would you please keep going?
Дальше. И дальше.
Next, please, yes.
Коллеги, если можно, следующий слайд.
Could you please, next slide.
Давайте я пока продолжу, пока следующий слайд
I will continue.
буду показывать. Вот. В принципе, работая в системе Venga, проектировщик может создать цифровую
using the software at Venga, so the designer can build up the digital model of the building, fill it with digital functions, and architect can create and design any kind of configuration, any kind of complexity, no limit. And this software can be used for designing new buildings and also upgrade buildings, restore buildings, repair buildings. For example, if we're talking about the cultural heritage buildings with complicated interiors and exteriors, so this software model can also be used on the design stage, for example, 2D modeling, different kind of fine-tuning of any kind of elements or any kind of calculations. So this software gives a designer to build up whatever he wants very quickly. Later on, this model can be given to engineers or engineering team, and they can add any necessary engineering functions to the building. It's not only geometry, it's also the functionality, all necessary attributes for all necessary equipment required in the building. So with a pretty complicated geometry, which allows to do whatever from the engineering viewpoint. So can we go on up to my slide where I can work about our joint work? And speaking of BIM, so BIM, it's not just a tool as a system which allows specialists to join their efforts and work together. So we try to unite all the instruments for different specialists, which would allow to designers, architects, builders, water supply engineers or electrical engineers, they can work together in one project and not just work together, but work in real time when specialists don't have to wait their colleagues to finish some kind of stage of the project. They can see every moment and every point of time to every second what changes can be implemented in the project, and then can react very quickly on any changes. And here I would like to start a short video which probably will show you. Could you please show me the slide with the joint work and which allow to make decisions very, very quickly, engineering decisions or architectural decisions. And so a little later we will have a video. I already told you about these slides, so these are just illustrations. And so this is the video. If you can start this, just before it was the video slide with the video, and it can show you how specialists can work together. Well, there's something
Видимо, не получается, наверное, запустить видеоролик.
So video probably
Давайте тогда продолжим дальше.
can't work. So
Опять
probably
же,
we
для
can
проектировщика,
continue.
чтобы было
So for
более удобно
designers, it
согласовывать между собой
might
все возможные детали.
we have this software to help specialists to coordinate their efforts.
Условно электронный документооборот.
There is such a tool called Pilot Beam, the so-called e-document turnover with additional opportunities, giving a chance to immediately find errors in the models, catch them in the implementation, and correct the respective digital models of the building and complexes. To make this happen, we tried to implement one of the best import-export elements for IFC formats, which international format for respective system interaction that allows respective designers to work with solutions of various kinds. Going on forward. All the intentions on the development of our software product are being published by us outside, everywhere, meaning that anybody will see what functionality will be appearing and developing in our functional system, Renga. You see a QR code that would lead you in more to the site, which demonstrates every functional possibility of our system in place and schedule when it would be rolled out. Venga in numbers, over 1,100 commercial enterprises, over 6,000 commercial licenses, over 27,000 licenses for educational institutions and different types of programs, over 200 universities and vocational professional training institutions that are using BIM technologies and over 20 authorized training centers where any specialist, be it beginning level, very young specialist or existing specialist, can learn operating BIM instruments and then use respective information modeling technologies in whatever work they do. Please proceed, dear colleagues. I guess briefly about the way we are helping at this moment in developing the human potential, the talent in this area in Russia and the adjacent countries. We are trying to interact with all the large educational institutions in Russia and outside, not just with universities and technical, but also vocational training, professional ones. We are even reaching out to high school students because we understand that vocational colleges and universities will be able to develop the talents much better if they reach out to children that know information modeling principles and have some skills since secondary school. Of course, offering respective skills, offering free software licenses to educational institutions, teachers, and students in respective educational centers or in high schools. That helps speeding up at the moment. We, as a vendor alone, have taught over 200 teachers, even though it's not our job per se, because our job is to be developing BIM tools, but we are seeing that the skill is lacking throughout Russia, so we are trying to train teachers and train the trainers so that this skills will be penetrating as quick as possible. Well, we are supporting all various contests and Olympics, including digital skills, Moscow Masters, others. Plus, the participants of respective events have been taking leading places, taking part also in the digital skills. Obviously makes us happy. We are developing our own BIM competitions. Master Renga is international by now annual contest where anybody, any designer, be it the one who is just beginning or mature master, can compete in respective categories for BIM master title. Plus, obviously, we are interacting with a wide range of educational institutions, not and many others, such as Wysocki Consulting, Doma RF Institution, Ministry of Construction University, and others, where our software is also being used in respective process. And I would just demonstrate you some slides demonstrating that BIM technology is available in Russia. It's widely used here, relying on Russian toolsets, as well as all the projects that were implemented were done in the Renga system, plus necessary programming software, the partner software. More details at rengabim.com. You can take a look at what our system does, and that would also bridge you to other Russian developments in this regard. Thank you very much for the presentation. I hope I fit in the allocated time slot. Maximum touch, thank you very much. BIM, building information modeling, is a key technology that is being used in the implementation of full spectrum of construction work. Plus, we would like to know that our colleagues are actively taking active part in the development of the current and upcoming standards and specifications in BIM. That way, respective knowledge is becoming properly packaged to be able to be used now at the international level. We would like to know that Renga software products are also being used quite actively in the implementation of the digital skills competition here in Kazan. Now to present the upcoming advanced technological products, we would like to give the floor to Anna Leovna Chevragovna, Director General of Infotex Training Center. We would like to now hear Anna to speak to us about the main international trends on the training on InfoSec, as well as demonstrating to us key products and technological solutions that are now being implemented. Hello, Anna. Do you hear? Do you see me? Yes, we...
хотела выразить благодарность
I wanted to express
за то, что дали возможность выступить, рассказать о наших решениях. Я представляю компанию Infotex. Компания Infotex на российском рынке работает в области информационной безопасности уже более 30 лет. У нас целая линейка решений, и мы с 2019 года, то есть уже больше 4 лет, поддерживаем
чемпионатное движение, WorldSkills, раньше после этого агентство развития навыков профессий, участвуем также в различных еще ветках, это Olympics, во всех движениях, во всех чемпионатах отборочных, значит, полуфиналах, финалах. Кроме этого, в отраслевых чемпионатах, опять же, WorldSkills. И сейчас, в этом году, мы уже участвуем в двух компетенциях. Первая компетенция – это корпоративная защита от внутренних угроз информационной безопасности. А вторая компетенция – информационная безопасность, или, как она раньше называлась, cybersecurity. Мы рады, что мы даем возможность студентам, готовым специалистам
молодым
Happy to
специалистам
be giving a
из
chance
разных
to
отраслей
students,
в
young
России, а
students,
также
mature
есть
students from
возможность
various
теперь
industries
участвовать
from
и
Russia,
в
as well as
международной ветке,
now happy to be
ознакомиться с
taking
нашими
part in the
продуктами,
international branch
попробовать
of
их
respective
и,
competitions,
кроме того,
giving
потом
them a chance
применять на
to
практике.
learn our
Ну, теперь я
software
расскажу
products,
о
test
том,
them,
как мы можем
and apply them in practice.
способствовать развитию
Here I'd like to speak about the
навыков и
way we
профессий
can
не
promote the
только в России,
development
но и
of
за рубежом.
skills and
Значит, у нас цель,
professions,
если можно,
not
следующий
just
слайд.
within our country of Russia, but
У нас много
also
продуктов, и
outside
один из
in other
продуктов
countries.
очень известных, которые
We
мы
have
уже
plenty of products.
распространяем достаточно давно, несколько десятков лет. Можно, пожалуйста,
Yes, can you
переключить слайд?
please advance the slide?
Номер 2. Вот, спасибо.
Number 2.
Это
Thank you very
VPN
much.
Витнет. Витнет — это наша торговая марка. Она очень известна в
Communication
Российской
channel
Федерации. Используется
protection.
она практически во всех
VPNet is our
структурах
trademark,
государственного
well
уровня,
known
коммерческих
in the Russian
структурах,
Federation, used in
госкорпорациях.
various
Ну, их можно перечислять бесконечно.
state, private, business and institutions. And VPNs, the protected number of client nodes at the moment is over 1 million separate nodes. If we are talking about the workstation protection, plenty of servers as well. We have plenty of successful projects. Security of interdepartmental interaction, SMF in Russian acronym. Our platform, our technological solutions and hardware is being used there as well. We can use VPN using different algorithms. Russian international one. Our VPNs are working jointly with the respective network buses and screens. That way we are working with various native solutions, and our VPN works over a different wide spectrum of channels, including unstable ones as well. Upgrades are being done in a centralized manner. Various upgrades, updates can be done differently from the center automatically. We are supporting intranet, internet, and access internet. Next group of solutions that we are offering is related to cryptography. It's also cryptography, but a cryptography with an open key. PKI is an acronym. We are having an experience of international products on our PKI certification center. For example, in CIS countries, we are having these products and being used quite successfully. We are supporting the infrastructure of the certifying centers. We are having a scenario of work using with DLS standard. We are having various products supporting generation of e-signature in line with the federal law number 63, plus of course scenarios that are assuring data protection. Next slide. Championship solution. In championships, we are using VPNs and PKIs for the competition of both students and specialists. Separate group of our products is solutions for disclosure and prevention of computer attacks. We are having our own IBS, ITS, and the incident analysis products. These products are being used in the championships solution movement, but we are having also a chance to be developing these due to the current circumstances when the cyber attack numbers are growing over the last year. We are having a greater number of external and internal attacks, plus of course the types of threats, plus diversity of those attacks, be it in Russia and outside. Thus, the movement and the overall participation, engaging more people in this area, can be helpful to prevent respective threats and making the participants more capable to use the respective technology in their work. A separate class of solutions is the line we call a line of products we call VIP Net Endpoint Security, protecting unsanctioned access to nodes, monitoring of suspected activity at various nodes of the network, and use complex approach to workstation protection. This product is being used jointly with VPNs, is not causing any obstacles, assuring defense against both internal and external violations and threats. We are also working quite actively in critical information infrastructure protection, industrial security with enterprises around Russia, as well as enterprises interested in the security of their production, in protection of their management systems. The industrial security line of products is offering using not only cryptography buses and solutions for the communication channel protection, but also engaging these solutions of ours, industrial cryptography, into ready products offered by other developers, software companies. Additional slide, quite a convenient service we offer. We have demonstrated it, and in Russia and internationally are the protected messengers. The product is called VIPNet Communication Security System. Everybody in our company is using this solution on their phones. A diverse set of communication devices, including iPhones or Androids. It's a different type of messenger, different from the same Telegram, because it uses security and encoding respective protection solutions using Russian algorithms, and using also the locally implemented VPN solutions. We are having a low-level security here, and we are also developing protected telephone networks using separate platforms. We are also having a solution on security of inter-departmental document turnover. Some are working at the respective platform 2-point-something and 3-point-something, protecting state systems, Rost registry, including various solutions used by educational institutions, and we are also planning to be developing these solutions further, training students, applying them, because they would also be used in the championship movement. We would like to introduce them as well.
And one more package of solutions, so what we talk on the Forum of Future Technologies, which was held in Moscow recently. So we have offers in quantum cryptography, quantum security keys, and we have programs how to teach people. But because unfortunately in Russian Federation we don't have universities or community colleges which can train specialists for this new trend. Now our company has a lot of projects, including the project in making 3,000 kilometers of quantum communications with the railway company. We train students, and in spring this year we already started this training of students, and we see that students are very interested, and there is a high demand on these specialists. And we need about 1,000 specialists every year in Russia. So we do believe that participation in these kind of projects and help of the agency will help us to develop this trend. And a little more about our cooperation with the agency, and we took part in international sessions. We took part last year in international project WorldSkills Challenge, and we see a growing interest to our products. And we would like to offer cooperation with us. We would be interested in participation in standardization, in education, in cybersecurity. It is interesting for us to participate in educational projects international. We are open for cooperation and we are ready for this cooperation. Please come to us. Thank you. And thank you very much for your presentation. And yes, Infotech companies are really very busy working with different competitive events, competition events, and which we organize together with the BRICS countries and with Eurasia projects. And it's a very interesting offer from this company, and we started already working on it. We developed together standards for information security, and as for information security, we see that the interest is growing to this topic. It has always been very high, this interest, and it's growing even faster. So that is why the issues of standardizations and prospective technologies in this area will always stay in, will always be demanded, highly demanded. And for the next presentation, I would like to give floor to Matvey Voitov, Director for Marketing, Web3 Technologies company. This is a leading developer in the blockchain developers and blockchain infrastructural projects. So you see, we have the kind of connection. We talked about BEAM, then we talked about information security, and now we start talking about confidentiality for using technologies of the distributed register. But Matvey will tell us about it in detail. Matvey, are we together? Yes, can you see me? Can you hear me? Yes, we can see you and hear you very well. So my colleagues will upload presentation, and so you can move on to your speech. Yes, I see slides already here, and so let's begin. So first of all, thank you very much for listening to me. And I present company Web3 Technologies, and we are developers of the blockchain technologies, and we work on a blockchain platforms. And quite recently, we issued a new version of it, Confident. Brand name is Confident, but I would like to focus not on our vendors' activity, but I would like to tell you about cases, some cases, and how we work in Russian Federation, and because we believe that Russia now is in a unique position in the world landscape in terms of this kind of technologies and in corporate sector. And it just happened that from the viewpoint of different breakthrough technologies or disruptive technologies, well, our Russia has significant experience in this area. And if we want to stay technological leader, we have to move on in this direction. So let me, next slide, please. Yes, I will begin with some abstraction, and I think that in 2023, I mean, you don't have to be explained what blockchain is. Everybody understands it. But the next cases of using blockchain is based on so-called private blockchain. And I will not go into technical details. It has public blockchain and private blockchain. These are two different things, because all classic cases like cryptocurrency, NFT, decentralized financing, they all are in public blockchain. And originally it was created for Bitcoin and Ethereum and many other decentralized blockchain networks. Then I'll be talking about the private technologies in blockchain, and we have more corporate and state-owned, government-owned clients, and these offers are very beneficial and have a lot of competitive advantages. And the next slide, please. If we talk about the practical blockchain cases in the government and in corporate sector in 2023, we don't have a lot of them, but let's say we have enough of them. So let's think about 2017, 2019, when cryptocurrency started developing, and we thought that we found some kind of a silver bullet for many cases in different industries. And as I remember, and other experts, we saw how in different Russian and not only Russian companies, they opened laboratories, blockchain laboratories, but then they closed it because people understood that it's very specific technology. Not everybody can use this technology, the blockchain technology, but nevertheless there are some actors which are beneficiaries from this technology. And of course, first of all, it's fintech and supply chain management. It's automatization of the paperwork and other database. It's an industry and energy. So this is the emerging direction. And many countries start already using these technologies in these industries. And so the next slide, please. And I would like to tell you more in detail about what I've just mentioned. Next slide. So the first story is the automatization of the electronic paper turnover, documentation turnover. So on this slide, I'd like to tell you about our biggest corporate blockchain network in Russia. Not many people know about it, but there is a digital platform of the redistributed register of the it's a federal project. It's a private blockchain network, and this is the federal tax service, and which has a lot of organizations there, the banks, and a lot of agencies. Originally, this network, it's a blockchain distributed network. It was launched in 2020 to support small and medium entrepreneurship during pandemic period, and we had contractors which built this network, how they did it, and how quickly we started using. It's quite an interesting case from the practical point. So during COVID, we, for example, had cases when banks were giving new rules and regulations for small and medium businesses, for example, regulating interest rate. And the banks are the ones where small and medium businesses come for credit and get the money. So this blockchain network was originally designed in order to avoid some complications and in order to monitor distribution and usage of the privileged credits for small and medium business. It was very practical, but it immediately united a lot of financial credit organizations in Russia and really helped the situation at the time. And then later on, when pandemic period finished, this blockchain has been used for different scenarios. It has been used as an infrastructure. For example, now in 2023, this is the exchange of the different private documents, which is protected through the blockchain, and it basically creates additional trust areas, as we say it in English. And let me repeat again. And nowadays, this is the biggest area where blockchain is used on the federal level and taxation agencies. And Russia has the biggest application of this kind of private configuration. And the next slide. It's an interesting example of using blockchain technologies. It's online electronic vote, and it's not new technology. It has been used for about 20 years. It's without blockchain, but now in Russia, we have special portals and internet, so we use this electronic vote system very efficiently, successfully. Again, I'm trying to avoid technicalities about cryptography and blockchain. And I would like to tell you that the electronic vote has unique properties. And these properties are that it allows to be sure in implementation of the privacy of vote. So it's our voters, so they go into the systems, they are identified, their personality with electronic signatures, and then you go to different portal, and the system knows every voter, or otherwise it's not possible to. For example, if some non-resident of Russia try to use it, it can't. And from the beginning of the elections, when the vote, just go and vote, and it gets, and the ballot goes to the blockchain. So there is a cryptographic algorithm and ciphering that allows, when you have the identified voter, then it becomes anonymous. But when we work with the anonymous crypto algorithm, so you can understand that the number of people who voted and the number of resulted ballots must be the same. And so we do not disclose the identity of the voter using this blockchain and cryptography algorithm. So it is a unique technology. And for the fourth year, our company has been working together with the Telecom, telecommunication company, and we developed this electronic voting platform. And Russia, again, is a unique country because in some areas our technology is developing very quickly. For example, blockchain vote, one system is working in Moscow, and the second one is a federal voting system. So these are two alternative systems. They have different architecture, different approach, but they're still based on blockchain. And our system is bigger, our company, because we started from small pilot projects, and 2 years ago we just used it in the several parts of Russia. And 2 weeks ago we had a unified day of vote in Russia, and it worked, and 25 districts of Russian Federation this year participated in these electronic votes using specialized portal. And about 1.4 million voters use this system. And so we tested the system again, how it's ready to be used for voting process. This system will be developed together with Rostelecom because presidential elections are coming next year. So, and at some period, maybe in 2 or 3 years, this system will be spread all over. The voting system will be spread all over the Russia. Again, this is a quite unique experience in Russia because other countries, they are testing these technologies, but not at such a big scale as Russia. In United States, for example, they did try to organize electronic voting on blockchain, but they had a technological scandal because the system was not able to store their votes. So it's a separate story. And then the next slide, please. And in order to show you the electronic voting, so it works not only for the government needs. One of our contractors, one of our clients was Volgogradskaya area of Russia, and they use our platform for different kind of surveys and for, I don't know, for example, for distribution of the public finance or something like that. So the people who live in this area, so they can vote how to use the, I don't know, budget money of this area. And this platform is very good for this kind of survey and for this kind of voting. So the next one, so the next sector for this active usage, it's fintech, financial technologies, and blockchain as technology flourished because cryptocurrency, because of fintech, and this system which we use is very good for the fintech, and of course the most and probably the fundamental project which uses the distributed register protocol. This is the digital ruble, digital national currency. It's called digital currency of central bank, and Russia is a leader in this area. So we have our Chinese colleagues here, and you, dear colleagues, have digital yuan in China. And so, as you see, well, more than 90% of central banks all over the world, in many countries, they're experimenting with this technology because this technology gives great possibilities for the central regulator, for the central bank. And you have to understand the digital ruble or any other digital currency. It is it's a token which exists in a closed network operated by the central bank of the country. And you can say that digital currency of the central bank, it's some kind of anti-crypto because it is based on different principles of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. It is totally centralized. It has one operator, central bank, and it is subordinated to central regulator, which can follow a lot of transactions. But nevertheless, as for the state needs, yes, it is still money, and our central bank says that digital ruble will not exist as money. So now we have a lot of discussions and debates that digital ruble will be some kind of the cash-free currency. Well, okay, this is an experiment right now, and we are very active in this. And in August, we started new pilot projects in the banks, in Sberbank and Alfa Bank. So these banks are very actively joining this digital ruble project, and this project is very interesting because it is disruptive for the current economic model, because banks will not have this digital ruble on their accounts. It totally belongs to central bank.
And the wide use of a digital ruble, they would be losing liquidity due to because at the moment the current system is giving them a chance to be additionally earning. But that's a transformation that the society globally is looking at. They're looking for new types of interaction between central banks and the banks, state and commercial banks. Digital ruble is also giving opportunities for various smart contracts development. Another story that has blockchain in it, and it is quite topical for the Russian financial agenda, is digital financial assets, and we are having a respective federal law number 259 on digital financial assets, and it launched or activated the adaptation of respective financial assets in market. Digital financial assets are similar to bonds and stocks, but they are fully digital. There is a blockchain used there, so we are using an anti-example, the opposite example of the from the digital world, when the regular financial institutions are created. A respective market is blooming in Russia. Since 2023, 5 new operators are in place. Central bank has to give that status. Usually these are the largest Russian banks, such as Sberbank or Alpha and others. Altogether, they are about 9, and we are just seeing that the number of operators is growing. First emissions of digital financial assets are taking place, sums for billions of rubles, tens of billions, though the market is growing. Next slide, statistics on the IPO. No secondary private offerings yet of digital financial assets, and the amount of emission and the digital financial assets are a sort of a renaissance of the classical Russian fintech. Well, Russian fintech is quite developed, but all of this is based on blockchain technology, and us as a vendor, we are developing digital financial asset platforms. We are not operators ourselves, that's not our area of activity, but we are offering the technology to other players, such as A Token from Alpha Bank is using our technology, and it is one of the successful players on the market. I guess I have covered the root cases, given the limit of time for presentation, the ones existing on the Russian market. We can probably say a few more words about fintech. Blockchain is using for the recent years much wider than just for digital ruble or for digital financial assets, but wider spectrum of fintech solutions. For example, factoring. Factoring, a famous company, bought from MTS recently. The way they organize this, there are solutions for cash pooling and treasury. Our partner Alpha Bank is actively using those. In that sense, fintech has great applications, but it's a driver of the industry, and overall testing and adaptation of blockchain are mainly taking place in the financial sector. Well, I guess I would stop once again on cases. I would like to say thank you for the organizers and the previous speaker from the vendors. It was pleasant to hear that they have been actively cooperating with the agency. For us, it's the first experience. We have just signed yesterday the memorandum on cooperation with the agency for the development of professions and skills. In that sense, for us, it's just beginning, and in the framework of the current digital skills, we are responsible for blockchain developer skill. I guess important to add, why is that important for us? Because us, as nobody else, as one of the leading centers in blockchain use, we are seeing the lack, the deficit of technologies. In that sense, despite all the hype is going towards cryptocurrency and not much specialists for the practical use for real economy, for finance, is not having, is thirsting for talent. In that sense, I believe it's a good initiative that we have become partners with the agency, and we will be very happy to be working together to make sure that more people would understand what the technology is, so that they would become better prepared in these industries. Thank you.
Действительно, технология.
Yes, thank you very much, Matvey. Indeed, blockchain technology, I would say it's not just a critical technology, but it is becoming a universal use technology because it's being applied when implementing infrastructural projects. And Matvey has given a number of good cases as examples, such as online voting system, as well as the data of gathering and processing data for tax authorities, cases of factoring, cash pooling, digital financial assets, as well as implementation of various fintech solutions and projects. It was pleasant to hear that colleagues are one way or the other engaged in the development of the current infrastructural solutions that exist, that are being implemented in the Russian Federation. Regarding fintech solutions, the development of central bank digital currencies, and I would like to support the statement of Matvey that over 90% of the central banks of all countries have already launched their digital currencies. Right now, I guess they are bringing them mainly for retail payments, but separate types of digital currencies are being developed for transboundary payments as well. Once again, the key statement here is the importance of blockchain technologies. And in the context of signing the memorandum on cooperation, we've signed the base agreement with colleagues on cooperation just yesterday on the implementation of joint technologies and skills for blockchain at the Digital Skills platform. Now, with our colleagues and partners from BRICS plus countries, we are happy to have developed a proper technological standard that is being now tested and implemented and tested as part of the competition, and we would later be taking it wider to educational programs and into all products. I would talk about this after the next presentation. And that would be Ascon Design Systems, Dmitry Valeryevich Ginda, for the presentation of prospective technologies in design, specifically in a Compass 3D product. Thank you. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. May I have help with slides so that we would have things to look at? I'm representing a company that is developing software. One of our directions of work is PLN, and management, mainly machine building industries of different enterprises of different industries. We would now like to talk about the tools that would be helping here. They can be used at different stages, cover the first point as the first drawing design and the search for technical solutions, and this level digital twins can be developed. The technology is allowing the chance. I will not be going into the theoretical aspect, but I would just demonstrate the precision from the point of view of production. Obviously, a methodology that allows us to run reverse engineering is point 3 that we cannot go without mentioning, and as well as optimization of the structures developed by engineers. Let us start with the drawing design. Important to understand that methodology is quite complex, and it is replacing the needs of the original skills that users were developing when beginning to build 3D hard models, not digital, that was helping to understand the geometry of the current model. So that's not enough. Thus, 3D designing was production was replaced by 3D design now. When we are designing in the digital environment, creating digital models thereof, they can be different entities, phenomena, objects, and respectively their specifics. So looking at stages is obviously related at research and development. We understand that engineering work is not done in computer-aided design environment. First, research and development, all stages that allow you to apply new physical principles and technologies in the models of solutions, the products they want to come up with. After the principal model is developed, you need to look at the technological preparation that obviously requires complex thinking about the technologies in place, technologies missing, technologies that can be brought into. And talking about machine building, we are having examples of coating, welding types, technologies, design stages in pipelines, and then of course stage 3 is production, and stage 4 is operation. It's becoming quite important as well, because once the product is shipped, the client starts using it, and in the process there might be different questions, beginning from how that thing should work down to why, well, something is wrong. We need to correct it, and it needs to be used to both address the problem as well as to change processes for the next production batches. Obviously, it all depends on planning because of rapid delivery expectations, thus various R&D planning systems that are very much linked to the data being born in the process of the all aspects of operation of the enterprise, including, in that sense, all data in these planning should be supplied, pumped in from various systems at the enterprise to be able to see your project implementation stage in for you to be able to know whether you are following in line with the plan or some corrections are necessary. Next stage, obviously, possibility to manage requirement at design stages. What does it mean? A client is coming, I want a device that would have such a mass, such a speed, such a useful load, whatever it needs to have everything and all the elements that would be there that would support this. Not to miss this, in various systems, there are different solutions that are allowing you to link the desires, expectations of the client, link it with the components that would have to be in the system. So when you would be turning the product in, the system would automatically test whether all necessary elements are in place, whether all the requirements were heard, were taken down to specific structural components, solutions, to be able to meet all expectations of the client. Plus, the system architecture is becoming more and more popular nowadays when we do not yet have understanding of the objects, components that the device would consist of, but we still have to describe the general system. PDM, PLM class solutions have that, and the Russian products here have that as well. The same block is also in system modeling 1D. Before we even have geometric or any other sort of description, we can use specialized tools such as formulas, logical, mathematical types of description, text descriptions. We can use them to describe various blocks and nodes to understand what rules should be used, and at the early stage when we still have nothing has been developed yet, have a good understanding of how respective nodes would be interacting with one another and what requirements there too should be passed on for further development. Next thing that I have talked about is that we should be using modern design methodologies that would allow us to build not only 3D model but do that collectively. Mr. Maxim Shabanov has already been talking about this, that in Renga product they had co-design developed, but in Compass 3D product that is also implemented the possibility of engaging groups of specialists that will be working with the same set of graphical information, which would be used to work on specific elements, and demonstrating with elements on the slide. First, graphical design is being sent to us, then described in model, and then stage by stage it is being demonstrated the level that needs to be materialized. From the point of view of design systems, these components are there, different classes, electric, hydraulic, and others. As it was already said, the development should be done in line with proper methodology. Third, the drawing geometry to be passed to those responsible for implementing, and then detailed work is being done using computer-aided design systems, after which they obtain an electronic model, digital model of the product in here, and I'm adding a snowflake down below in the digital model for a reason, because at the moment, electronic model that was made by the implementer, it's being frozen. An electronic model of the product is being copied, and it is being archived, whilst the implementer then can continue work with data that was brought into the electronic model to, first of all, start working, start producing the product that was developed, or if necessary, using with an original set to continue working further on it to advance next stages, next product of the product development. Demonstrating the original data, the way things are combined and is passed on to the implementer, has geometric data, additional text data. As a result of working on it, we are getting control geometry, all the recordings of the data that all the responsible developers are getting, and these are live. Methodology allows you to work collectively, and you see this is original or information is a 3D model, but in digital environment. Those of you familiar with the Russian standards for drawing, it's described in analog space. This is the same but digital. When the chief specialist is looking at the main principles, solutions, description of how interaction will be taking place between various components of your future product.
Describe it using different varieties, and so just give it to the final stage for and if during the project you have to change something in this preliminary project, so you can use this approach and everybody will see your changes immediately in real time, not later, not at the moment when you have to assemble the test pilot and something goes wrong. No. These are the tools which helps people to participate in the project in real time simultaneously. So this is the shown how exactly this process is going on in the real time. So what you have to click open, how you introduce any changes. So based on this geometry, you built up a model which you have to do. So this is the box in which the gas turbine engine must be tested, and next to it is the servicing pad, and all geometry is connected with the original preliminary project which you had, and all changes which were administered or introduced later on connected with whatever geometrical changes or preliminary will immediately be sent to all other participants, and everything will be taken into account. We're talking about precision of electronic models and other products. So right now, 3D model encompass 3D can have precise geometrical dimensions and tolerances as well, because without tolerances you cannot do it. But all these models can be done not only with the exact precision dimension, but also with the tolerances. So it provides you with all possibilities, with the best tolerances, the worst case tolerances, and then have a digital testing in hydrodynamics, stress, mechanical stress, and other characteristics. And you have a chance to understand the size of the preliminary parts of the details if you have to calculate something, other parameters, or some other dimensions which a designer have to do routinely. So you can do it 3D. And our standards allows these kind of things. So these are just examples based on our standards, what is implemented in support of the electronic models, that it doesn't contradict, that you can use it in companies. So it tells us that nowadays electronic models contain geometrical information and additional geometry which appears at any stage, and a lot of other attributes as additional properties, beginning from physical, mechanical properties and up to suppliers and anybody who is involved in this design. And now when we design engineer, when you design engineer can use classic in instruments like hard body designing any kind of optimization. Consumer goods, they can have very peculiar form which is not easy to get using the hard body modeling. If we talk about such thing as the device or measuring units building, so you use a lot of 2D materials, so it's so-called 2D modeling, so that you can get as close as possible to the geometry of the final object, so that people can understand how it can be done, and you have to prepare necessary equipment and tools. And the most modern it's object modeling. So when we don't use the CAD system or any kind of forward shaping operations, when you directly tell systems, so I need pipeline from A to B, and the system automatically builds up this pipeline. As I said, from the viewpoint of precision, in the classic modeling begins with the preliminary designing, so you have to put size with the tolerances. So on this level you can have all necessary information, so to make the final part as precise as possible. So we can do it on hard body model because it is done automatically in this software, and all tolerances are taken into account. So yes, I went through all these points. As for the precision and correctness, well, it's very important to have standard information about the standard parts according to which these parts and materials can be used. So that's why when we talk about big companies, and now very often we implement the system MDM systems, and this is the MDM system which simplifies the work of different people, engineers, designers, logistics specialists, because MDM system contains a lot of auxiliary information. For example, if we talk about designers, so we have physical, mechanical properties of this material. If you're talking about technologists, so we have all these form factors and all possible options on the market. As for the suppliers, we usually have information about the possible suppliers with all necessary details, reputation, good supplier, bad supplier, and so that at the moment when you actually have to start production, the supplier must choose from the best. And of course, the price of this material, of course, it can be fixed. And you can calculate the potential price of this final object, so you can understand the final price for the final consumer. So this is, you can have very good geometrical picture, and from the viewpoint of precision, you have to check collision issues, so to be sure that all parts and units work properly, so they fit each other according to the tolerances which were designed originally, so that all parts fit and the whole unit can be assembled without problems. On the view point of the reverse engineering, so we have sustainable models. You can get the model, prepare it, and for the 3D printing, so separate story is possibility for digital testing and calculations from the mass central characteristics, which is important for a lot of different products, and hydrodynamic and gas dynamic testing with all flows of liquid and gaseous substances. So these are different examples. It's a 3D paper on, the designers, well, according to the standards of the company, so you can do it in whatever way you want. Then we have special tools to check all files which you get on the design stage in 3D and 2D. So in our case, it's a complex expert which allows the whole package of documents and to give their comments. So as you see, we have several core codes, and you can get to the link and see the text materials and get familiarized with our experience and our recommendations as well. So what you have to say about reverse engineering? So scanner will not help you. So everything which, when people say, well, we can copy everything, so no, it doesn't work. You have to design using the tools which you have. So the scanners and 3D printing, these are just tools which help engineers. And we have scanners developers, the mobile scanner Calibri, which you can put in in your notebook, can scan, get the model, and then keep working with it. Later on, solve the materials, and these are the examples. And so thank you very much for your attention. And thank you very much for the thank you very much for this information about technological project. The project is very important and allows us to solve a lot of integrational issues and so on. And in digital skills, we work with a multi-vendor approach. So the 3D product, and we work with international products, and we use our competitors. And dear colleagues, we have several short presentations and very quick pitch sessions from China. I would like to give floor to Mr. Le Pen. Mr. is an international expert from Leiden University. He will tell us about digital solutions for education from experience. So, Mr. Le Pen, please, the floor is yours.
Firstly, let me express my apologies because my English is poor. My speaker will use Chinese, so I please my colleague Wu Bo to help me. Thank you, Wu Bo.
Thank you. Because the limited of the time, so I translate as quickly as I can. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Should be good afternoon now. Good afternoon now. It's my great honor to lead the team join this digital competition in Kazan, Russia. Okay.
同时受邀参加这次论坛，交流数字化对职业教育的影响。我来自中国六安职业技术学院，这是一个美丽的地方。我们和科技企业合作，改革创新，用数字技术解决教育中的难点，我们探索出一条成功的道路。
We're happy, we're great honor and happy here. At the same time, I'm so happy to be invited by this forum to discuss the impact of the digital on the vocational education. I come from the Lu'an Vocational and Technical College, as we can see from the picture. Anhui pronounce China, which is a very beautiful mountain city and has famous green tea. If you want to come to here, we have the green tea for everyone. As a college, we explored a successful way by cooperating with the technology companies. We also reforming and innovating our team method and using digital technology to solve the difficulties in education. Thank you.
我读一段图案吧。好。 随着数字化时代的到来，教育模式也从互联网加教育发展到数字化教育。超新学习通软件是基于微服务器打造的一款课程学习、知识传播、管理分享的教育平台。我们借助该平台将教学资源搬移到网上，从 PC 端移动到移动端，实现学习时间和空间的扩展。借助该平台完整的教学案例，用可视化的成果引导学生学习。我们录制微课。 建设数字化的资源库，让学生实现线上线下同步学习，互相补充，提高学习效果。
As we all know, we are now in the digital time. The education method has also developed from the international plus education to the digital education. 超新 learning communication software is we used. It's an educational platform based on the microservice. Microservice that integrated the course learning and the knowledge dissemination and management sharing. We use Chaoxing to regulate teaching resource from the online to offline to online, extend them from the PC to mobile, and achieve the expansion of learning time and space. Use this platform to design the complete product teaching kits and guide students to learning with the very course resource. We record the course and build the digital resource library, allow students to learn the online and offline, complementing each other and improving learning effectiveness.
好，最后呢，我们预祝本次活动取得圆满成功，欢迎大家到六安职业技术学院做客，进行进一步的交流。谢谢。
Okay, we just have the 2 minutes, so as soon as we finish together, finally, I hope this event will be great successful. Will all of you come to China, come to my hometown, come to my college to as a guest for us. We help best wishes for everybody here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
here because the next presenter will be also from China. It's fine. Большое спасибо господину Липену.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lipan, for introduction of your approach to development of the digital education.
Showing and presenting us the digital solutions in the sphere of education in China and his educational institution. Thank you. Для дальнейшего доклада хотели бы пригласить.
And for the next presentation, we would like to ask Mr. Fan Zi. He's an international expert for Guangzhou University, and his presentation will be about the development of and different practices in the area of the artificial intelligence.
Developments in the sphere of artificial intelligence within your university, within your educational work. Thank you.
Can I have a microphone? The hand microphone. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello, 你好, привет. I guess everybody is getting hungry, so I will make this presentation really fast, okay? So please pay attention. Today, our topic is Development and Practice of Artificial Intelligence General Course. And the first author of this program is Mr. Feng Jingyi. I'm the corresponding author, Wu Yizhi. Today's topic will be divided into two parts. The first part is about the technological teaching methods we use to build up the AI journal course. As AI journal course, which technical methods are a must? So, in this course, following apps are applied, such as 课堂派. It's a platform for pre-class and in-class testing, which can make records and evaluation for our teaching. And then, the second one is Songtang AI Teaching Center, on which we can share teaching resources and let students practice programming as well as evaluation for their performance. The third one is Sang Xiaomin Kids, which contains toolkits robot for many AI programs such as gesture recognition. Last but not least, Tencent Online File is also applied to record students' learning process, and Python is used for data analysis, which aims to improve our teaching evaluation. With the help of the industry technologies we mentioned above, a decent AI general course comes into reality. Take the section of teaching combined with in technology, for example. Based on the first, we let students to analyze the market demand for autopilot. And based on the result of the analysis, the students will decide a project which is related to autopilot. And then Python program will be used to evaluate the function realization of students' project for autopilot. When the project is practical, our students can use Sang Xiaoming robots to test and perfect their program. With the perfection is done, the product of the program will be released to the market, and they can find out whether their programs are practical or not. Meanwhile, Tencent File plays the role of the data collector, and Python program is going to be applied again for data analysis. At last, documents for this project will be saved and shared on Songtang Teaching Center. And this is our presentation today for the development and practice of our AI general courses in vocational school in Guangzhou. And that's all. Thank you for listening. 谢谢, спасибо.
Thanks for a brilliant pitch, by the way. Коллеги, большое спасибо нашим.
We are grateful to our colleagues from China. Grateful to our colleagues from China for quite a brief but very packed presentation for the development of technologies. We are having quite a large delegation of the from People's Republic of China, both as part of the Forum Kazan Digital Week as well as part of the Digital Skills Championship. I would like to give the floor to the Deputy Director of the International Center of Skills of Kazan Technical Vocational School of Communications, Ms. Ramazanova, Damir Ramazanova. Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear guests. As one of the hostesses of the place, local of Kazan, our college is one of the organizers of the both Digital Weeks and Digital Skills contest. I would give you just a few figures. I would say over 70% of the equipment used here is equipment from our college. We are having 15 participants and 11 competencies and 18 experts. Those are participants that went through Russian selection, and thus you understand that our college is quite strong. It is one of the leading vocational schools in IT specialist training, and I would be quite proud to state that the greatest number of medals in WorldSkills were probably earned by our college. We have total 24 technical experts and 15 volunteers. All of these are our students and professors. I would also try to be quite quick. Humanity managed to speed up technological process to such a degree so that to be able to achieve anything you would have to run at a super high speed. I wanted to quote here or from Lewis Carroll, Alice in the Wonderland, just to confirm that we have sped up technological process to such a level that, well, we have heard the representatives of various vendors speaking here today, and one of the questions they have raised was an issue of the deficit of staff, and we, thanks to WorldSkills, managed to develop a unique team of specialist methodologists that are developing educational programs for vocational schools, for higher education. We are part of the development of professional standards and the development of educational programs in line with various programs of training and retraining of specialists for Russia and professional orientation as well. We have a diversity of those. These are being funded by the budget of the state and covering children from early on. For example, a 6-year-old can try themselves in robotics or programming or whatever else. We are also serving as developers of such programs. I would like to use the opportunity to mention that, well, last year, as one of the vocational schools you were included from the Russian Federation, were included into BRICS Alliance, and we are taking active part in the work of BRIC Alliance. We would be very, very happy to propose our services, Dr. Liu, as a methodology specialist to take part in joint specialist training programs as part of BRICS Plus project. I would like to use this opportunity also to state that Kazan next year would be a principal site bringing together representatives of BRICS countries. We would be very happy to be welcoming you at our hospitable land, and would be ready to run a number of events at our college site. Number of events that could bring together colleagues that are working as part of the vocational professional education and run some experience exchange events. We see that such measures are supporting achievements in various countries the way we have done. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much, Damir Ramazanova. Dear colleagues, well, our session is over, But I would request the organizers to have just one single slide put on for the final word. The championship of ours that is being implemented running the services of the international platform for skills and professions development. That's a complex of services of the independent development of services and the possibility of running various enterprises for development of skills and technologies. In October, we are launching the pool of educational services for the implementation of educational programs and projects for personnel training. There would be a number of courses on prospective technologies, and a number of partners that have been presented here and have demonstrated their technological solutions would be taking part in the both the development and implementation stages of these programs. Partners are Web3 Tech, Infotech, colleagues from schools, the development of automated systems for development. Infotech, it's a blockchain technology, industrial design, information security, as well as beam information modeling colleagues. The link and the QR code would bring you to our program. Feel free to scan those. Detailed information is available on the platform. Courses provided, you can inscribe. These programs are being developed jointly with our partners. Our foreign colleagues are also connecting to them, and we are implementing these both for participants and representatives from the Russian Federation as well as from the countries of Eurasia and BRICS Plus. In conclusion of the session, I would like to say thank you very much to all our foreign participants, all our colleagues traveling from Kyrgyzstan, from People's Republic of China, those that have traveled to be here in person. Of course, grateful to all participants of the broadcast that are watching us online from BRICS Plus, African Union, Middle Eastern countries, those who are taking part in the remotely, and special thanks for the interpreters for our sessions, because there are plenty of complexities that you have to address to make sure our session is successful. We are completing the session. Thank you very much.